Morning, guys. Country Girl 555 here, Tina. Sugar's up a little. It's 8. 8 this morning. I'm going to take my injection now. Sorry, guys. The camera won't hold up. So I've already cleaned the spot where I have to inject. So that'd be just right there. Ow, ow, ow. That really nice. Not. So you just stick your needle in there, and then you cut out. And that's got your needle. No needle on it. And you just recap it and put it in the bin. Preferably a hazard bin. Sorry I'm so in your face. And that takes the needle off. Good to go one more time. It doesn't stop there, actually, guys. I have to take metformin 5 times today. Alright. Now, this is my breakfast. This is my breakfast. Orange juice, because I'm sick. And I'm having leftovers from last night, which is pinto beans. And the bottom of the pinto beans is turnip greens. And then there's just a little fresh onion on top. A lot of people will not do that with the onions like that, but I however like them. That's my breakfast this morning, guys. Yes, I know I look horrific. It's okay. I'm not well. You want to know what time it is? And oh my goodness, I cannot get over this. It's 20 minutes after noon. 20 minutes after 12. I slept. Oh dear. From 11 o'clock last night until 20 minutes after 12. I just got up. I've been up 15 minutes. So let's say 12 o'clock. I've been up 15 minutes. Enough time to go to the bathroom. Wash my face and hands, which, by the way, was horrific. My face is so swollen with the sinuses that my eyes were swollen shut, and it just feels really bad. I don't know if this medication is helping or not. I have no idea if it's helping. My eyes don't seem to be running as bad. The pain in here is quite bad. And guys, my lower back is absolutely, oh my goodness, so much pain. So much pain. And I know what's wrong with my lower back. It's used to exercising a lot. It's used to riding the recumbent bike. It's used to walking. It's used to so many things. Stretching and everything, and for the past few days, at least 3 days, I've been so sick I haven't felt like doing anything except for getting a little bit of walking in, which is not enough. I really need to exercise more. I've been trying to make a lot of changes to adapt with my surroundings. And yeah, I got the hat on my head. First of all, because I was cold. Second of all, because I got bedhead. Terribly bad. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get back to where I was. Bathroom, wash, brush my teeth, weigh on the weigh scale. Yesterday when I weighed in at 264. Today when I weigh in at 269. How can that much healthy eating make me gain 9 pounds? It still doesn't say 270, so I'm proud of that. I got to find a little bit of good with oh my gosh. The honest to goodness, the scale said exactly to the T, 269. And yesterday it said 264. So am I right? 264 and 269 is 5 pounds. Who gains 5 pounds in one? Me. But I eat healthy. Yesterday it's all written down. I think I took a picture of every single thing except for my dinner, and I did that on quarter. I had one plate of food, which was turnip greens, 0 points, carrots, 0 points, onion, 0 points. The thinnest piece of half a piece of meat, it wasn't even 2 ounces, guys. Beef, 3 points. A piece of kielbasa measured out to be 6 points, and pinto beans. I do know that when I eat refried beans, I gain weight. But I absolutely love pinto beans. And refried beans is about the same. All it is just squished up beans, right? The fiber content in it is amazing. The night before last, I had chili. A good source of fiber, lots of protein. Lean turkey was in that. And then during the day, I had a BLT wheat wrap. Guys, the BLT wheat wrap only cost me like 6 points on Weight Watchers. That's all. 3 for the wrap and 3 for the bacon. And then the lettuce is 0 points, and the carrot sits on it, 0 points. So, it just goes to show how little and good for you carbohydrates. My nutritionist said that I need to work on putting some kind of carbohydrate in my diet every day. She wanted me to do 7 units of carbohydrates. 7 units of carbohydrates would kill me. There's no possible way. And when I say a unit of carbohydrates, 1 unit of carbohydrates will equal to 15 grams of carbohydrates. So if that wheat wrap equals to 23 grams of carbohydrates, which it does, that's 1.5 units. I know what goes in my body. The rest of the things I had was not carbohydrate related, like 2 little tiny slices of watermelon, 3 little slices of cantaloupe. So, with all that said, and me knowing exactly what has gone into my body, I had to look back over my tracker. Now, if I hadn't have decided on last Friday, if I write it, then I bite it, then I wouldn't know what's wrong with me right now and why I overnight gained 5 pounds. Besides the fact that I've not exercised in 3 days, the other way I know how I've went up to 269 by looking at my tracker, seeing what I've intake, and investigating it to tell you right now the reason why, besides not exercising, is because I have not exercised before for weeks at a time and still lost weight. The very first time I done Sacred Heart Diet, I lost 9 pounds in 7 days. Not one single exercise did I do. Not one. I did not do 1 sit-up. I did not do 1 walk down the street. I did not do 1 minute on the bicycle. On that first week of Sacred Heart Diet, I did nothing but eat exactly what the food program said, and I lost 9 pounds. So, with all that said, I'm going to tell you the one and only reason at this very moment that I have gained weight. The one and only reason. Water. 100% cool, clear, clean tasting, absolutely amazing water. I have not drank water. Yesterday, did I drink any water? No, I drank orange juice. Juice is not good to me. Juice is not good for me. I'm drinking orange juice so I can get my vitamin C in. And man alive, would I give anything to have my 15 milligram extra strength time release capsule vitamin C pills. I'd be doubling up on them little buddies and taking them. But I don't have them, and they're expensive, so that's that. Water. Water, 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 water. I have taken in all this fiber. Guys, I'm making this video to see if I can help you if you need help. Because I know, I honestly know. I told you in a previous video, I know the game. I know how to play the game. I know what my body reacts to. I know what to do for my body. I know everything there is to know about my body. I know because I've lived in it for 41, almost 42 years. And I've been the lab rat that I tell you I am, experimenting and knowing that this is the reason why yesterday's weigh-in was 264 and today's is 269. And I had an overnight 5-pound weight gain. It's not because I eat 5 pounds of food and absolutely didn't move or sit in one spot and whatever. It's because I didn't push the food through. I did not keep my body hydrated. I didn't drink very much at all yesterday. And I didn't fill up on Sundrop either. This glass right here has orange juice in it. It has Sundrop in it. Sundrop. This was last night's glass, and it's almost still full. I filled that container at one time yesterday with ice, almost full of ice, and then I just put a little bit of Sundrop in it. And yesterday morning I had that glass filled with orange juice, and then I had coffee yesterday. I did not have one glass of water. Not one glass of water. So, we got a few people out there trying to tell each and every one of you how important it is for water. I've just experimented on myself, unknowingly, the water situation. And it's not pretty. Hold on, guys. Hold on 1 second. Okay, hopefully you can see this. 268.6. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Sorry guys. Hopefully you see my weigh-in just now. 268.6. That's 269 in my book. Anything over 5 makes it go rounded up to the next number. 269. So as you can tell, I gained 5 pounds overnight. Some people sometimes they question me. How in the world did you gain 14 pounds overnight? How in the world did you gain 12 pounds overnight? How in the world did you gain 10 pounds, 8 pounds, whatever overnight? How did you gain 5 pounds overnight? You guys seen what I eat yesterday. If you haven't, you will absolutely. I have photos. I did not eat anything different from what I showed. I eat less than my daily allotted calories. I say less. I eat 900. This Nokia that I do this recording on occasion, there's a program in there. That program, I can put in every single food that I put into my mouth, the quantity of it, and it will tell me how many calories it is, how many fibers it is, how many proteins it is, how many fats it is. It will then tally it up onto another screen and tell me what I have left for the day to eat. It is an absolutely amazing application. I did pay for it something like $15 last Christmas, and I've used it quite a bit, and I'm going to make it one of my now goals for the month of January to make sure that I blip everything in there so that it'll give me a carbohydrate count. I don't care anything about the rest of the stuff. I know how to count my fats. I know how to count my fibers. I know how to do my proteins. I know protein is always first. But those carbohydrates sneak up on me. Sorry guys, I told you, I'm really sick. But I'm trying to press on and think good thoughts and carry on. I am going to use this program. My husband actually found this program for me, and through the past year I've used it off and on, and then sometimes I forget about using it. For one reason why, it comes with thousands of different foods in it that are already calculated. You just have to say if you're having a half a cup, if you're having 2 grams, if you're having a whole cup or whatever, you just have to blip that in, and then it will keep a running tally for the day. It's like a daily journal in my phone application. And it's absolutely an amazing program. If you guys want to know what the program is, it's very inexpensive and it stays with you always on your phone. It's a wonderful application. I had started out using Sparks People around maybe April 2011. I could get on okay with Sparks People. I think sparkspeople.com is absolutely great. But you always had to be in front of your laptop or computer in order to put things in there and for it to feed you back information. I honestly still use Spark People. On my phone, on my emails every day, I get 5 different types of emails from sparkpeople.com. One being the daily exercise, one being to help you with your mindset, an emotional kind of gateway to helping. Also, there's a recipe they'll give you, which some are absolutely fabulous. Also, what else? Tips on different exercises, as I think I said, and they show you how to do them. Maybe they'll add a video on that. But Sparks People is really good. If that helps anyone out there, I got that tip off of another lady named Katie. When I first started thinking that I was going to have gastric banding, which leads me into another topic, guys. I hope this video doesn't go too long for you, but got something to say, so I'm going to say it if I can get it out. Banding, gastric banding, weight loss surgery. All you that follow me know how I feel about this weight loss surgery. You know that I absolutely adore it. You know that it has helped so many people, and to give those people a second chance at living their life, at taking it back, is the most amazing thing to me. I believe in second chances wholeheartedly, and I feel that if they have the means, they qualify, whatever it takes to have this done, I believe that it helps. For them who help themselves, for them who follow the rules, for them who do what they need to do, for them who always press onward and upward and do follow all the rules that the doctors give them and follow it to the T. I believe that it works, and I believe it's the most amazing gift. I say gift loosely because I know people who have our personal pay. They paid to have it, and I will tell you straight up right now, if I had the money and could afford to have it, I would have it still yet today, right now, this very moment. I would do whatever it takes to have the surgery. And I think that if you followed my journey, you would see why. I've done the mental work, and I'm still working on the mental work. I just think that that opportunity and that tool is a tool that people need. I've talked to you about my tools in the past few days and the tools that I've found that helped me. It was those tools that I had to turn to when I was turned down from the banding. I don't hold a grudge because of that. I'm blessed, and I think that God has a plan for me, and that's the way He wanted it to be. I do not have the money to have a weight loss surgery. My doctor's seen that I evidently didn't need it, even though I feel that I needed it. At the time, I felt very strongly that I needed it. But what I want to say is they told me when I very first thought that I was going to have gastric banding. Now, the first time I got turned down for gastric banding, no one told me any of this stuff. They just said no and bye. See ya. That was it. After extended testing and everything, they just said no. They even explained how the banding worked, what kind it was, and everything like that in a couple of different meetings. But this time was different when they said that after I got out of the hospital and everything, and they knew I had diabetes so bad, and they come to me. I didn't go to them. They come to me and wanting to tell me that they thought that if I had gastric banding or any kind of bariatric weight loss surgery, that it could save my life. That it alone could reverse diabetes, take me off of insulin injections, and help me lead a better, healthier life. And they come to me saying all this. And then they come to me in another meeting and told me, you need to live every day like you already have the band. I did this. Y'all know how we're reflecting at this time. We're reflecting back. And we are seeing a lot of the changes that we made throughout the year of 2011. The whole first bit of 2011, the whole end of 2010, this girl lived her life every single day, every single meal, every single way, like she had the band. Hold on one second. Someone's at the door. I lived my life every single day like I had the band. And when I say that, I mean I went through all this process of can I do a liquid diet, half a cup small meals, spreading my food out, exercising. I absolutely done everything that a banded person would do, and it helped me. That mindset, it was if someone had done acupuncture, and what else do they call that they do to get you to think that you have a band. I've seen that. It was as if they had done that to me, but they didn't. They did not do that. I just got it in my head. I fixed it in my head because every doctor that I went to at that time, nutritionist, dietitian, my doctor, even my orthopedic surgeon doctor for my knee, he told me the same thing. My GP, my diabetic doctor, my diabetic nurse, 2 diabetic nurse, podiatrist, everyone told me that that's the best way to get through this. If you start now, do the mental work and the mind work, when you have the surgery, you'll be ready. So they told me to live every single day as if I had the band. Now, after June the 30th, that day, and if you'll go back and look at my videos, you'll see how hurt I was, how very, very hurt that I was, that I got turned down that day. I felt like lost, very, very lost, that I had gone through all these months, 16 full months of living every day like I had the band, of treating my body as if my stomach was this tiny little thing that was fragile, and I had to put it up on a pedestal and do everything that I'd done surrounding this. And in mindful eating, mindful chewing, mindful drinking, mindful everything. I didn't drink alcohol. I changed so many things. I researched gastric banding, bariatric surgery. I researched them all. I researched every one of them. And the whole time still going back and forth to the doctors and them saying, it's definitely going to have bariatric surgery, and I would be having the lap band. And then on that day when they told me I wasn't, I was crushed. And I felt like frozen, like a little bit frozen in time. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but I felt frozen, that I didn't know what the next step was. It was like somebody just completely stripped me naked and left me standing there wondering what in the world that I was supposed to do. So the next day I got up, and the next day I got up, and the next day I got up, and so eventually the days got a little bit easier, but I always have remained with a feeling of they stripped me. They took what I had put in my head, and they stripped me of it. It was gone. Just like they pulled the rug right out from under my feet. It was gone. So then I had to think, what am I going to do? What in the world am I going to do? I've lived 16 months now like I have had bariatric surgery, like I've had the band. I did what the doctors all told me to. I pressed forward. I lost weight. I walked every day. I ran. I exercised. I eat small meals. I recognized the feeling of no hunger. I recognized the feeling of I'm full. I recognized that I needed to drink plenty of water and drink it slowly. I lived like I had the band, and now I didn't need to anymore. Some of you guys know Jeremy the Germ. I think that's his name. He was kind of sort of one of the first ones I watched way back when. And he had a band, right? His band and everything, he was going great. This guy's lost so much weight, guys. So much weight. And then all of a sudden, I think, I'm not 100%, but I think that he had an infection in there and was really bad sick. And so they had to remove his band. It was a life or death situation. And they removed his band. I do not know how in the world he dealt with that, but he did. He did. Still exercising every day, still trying to eat smaller portions and everything. And, excuse me guys, that orange juice does that. He's still fighting the fight right now today. Right now he's fighting the fight. So it reminds me of that in the sense that he had no choice. They physically had to take his band away. He physically had a band in the first place, and they had to take it away. After he used his tool for so long, and he was doing such a great job with it. But I felt stripped. I did. I felt stripped. And I went on. I moved on. And then, even now, today, I still have thoughts of what if I had continued from the 30th of June to live my life as though I had the band. Because, I've lost 20 pounds since then. But during that time, I lost 75 pounds. You know? That during those 16 months that I lived like I had bariatric surgery and the band, I lost 75 pounds. Now, I'm not sitting here beating myself up. I've lost the weight. I've done the work. It's all on me. I did it. Nobody else done it. Nothing else done it. I did it. Me. But it's the power of what a mindset is. And I think that is absolutely amazing. I think that if I was to tell myself for the rest of the day, tomorrow wake up and say, you know, I'm going to live the next several months like I did 16 months, as if I had the band. Would I do differently? Or did that honestly get into my head because the doctors put it there? They did. They really, really, really did. And with every meeting I had with them, with all of them, they all said the same things to me. Go ahead, live like you already have it. Teach yourself good habits. And if we can do that with something like the Allergan Band, look how many more positive ideas and positive outcomes we could have if we lived every day as if we were thin. If we were at our ideal body image or self-image. I have a little squabble with that because I don't know what my ideal body image is. I don't know what my ideal weight is. I don't know what I'm supposed to be. All I know is I'm me. I see so many struggles with people that have had weight loss surgery. Good struggles, bad struggles, ups and downs, things they don't know, things they didn't realize, things they didn't know they were getting into. And then I see so many wonderful people who have absolutely rocked it out. People who have paid to have it and decided they needed to absolutely get the most out of their money and everything. And I think that is amazing, the struggles that they have and the things that they press through and the things that they fight through is just amazing. So that was my little bit on the banding. For some people out there who didn't know a little bit about my circumstances and how I started out on this weight loss journey, I like to now and again throw that in there. And the fact that I started out 2010 with a weigh-in of 368 pounds. 364 pounds and 8 ounces. And I was really, 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 really sick. My diabetes, my sugar readings were 32/27. Out the roof. I was drinking, guzzling water, cranberry juice, soda, orange juice, chocolate milk, sweet milk, anything to hand. I was guzzling. I could not get enough drink. I thought that I was absolutely stranded in the desert with nothing to drink and starving for something to drink all the time. My blood pressure was 240/210. I could feel my heart racing in my neck and my toes, everywhere. I was taking loads and loads and loads of medications at the time for my knee, for my back, for my nerves. I've got extended nerve damage in my legs from my back. I was eating myself to death, and I went to the hospital in an ambulance after 2 days of the doctor visiting me at home and then telling me they couldn't do anything for me. I would have to go into hospital. So the doctor took me to the hospital, called the ambulance, had me taken to the hospital. And when I got in the ambulance, that's when they said, oh my goodness, you know, your blood pressure is 240/210, and your sugar's 37, which is a very extremely high reading, people. Very high reading. And I had the shakes, and I felt like the Walking Dead, honestly. And they took me to the hospital, and they kept me in the hospital for 2 weeks. They run every test known. But after the first 45 minutes of me being at the hospital that day, there's a little bitty doctor. She came in there, and she said, "Of course you already know about your liver." And I looked at her like, "You must be joking, right? I don't know anything about my liver. I'm not a doctor. No one's ever told me anything." But previously I had had blood work and tests and stuff. Apparently she had the file that I didn't. So she said, "Of course you already know about your liver." And I said, "No, I don't." Well, apparently my liver was just horrifying. All covered with fat, and the numbers on it was through the roof and everything. That's all she said about that, and it concerned me. It really did. So the next day, I had four doctors come by my bedside who all told me that my blood pressure was extremely high, my cholesterol was out of the roof, not to mention how bad my liver was, and I had diabetes. And I had always suffered for the last 23 years with hypoglycemia, and they told me that I had full-blown diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and that it was really, really bad. And then I questioned my liver, and then the doctors looked at me and said, "Don't worry about that. You're sure to die of a heart attack or a stroke well before your liver plays out." And at that very moment, I thought I was going to die. All the other little signs that I was going to die never hit home with me as much as when those four doctors were standing above me. And he was saying that I was going to die. None of that ever reached me like him saying that. And I remember looking back at age 33. And I was big. I was about 330 pounds at age 33. And I remember I went to a doctor, and the doctor had told me that, "Tina, you need to lose some weight, because if you don't, you'll never see age 35. And I remember doing something about my weight then. I remember trying to lose weight and stuff, but then I hurt my leg, and my weight went right back up, and that's when it brought all its friends with it, to the sum of 364 pounds. So I went home from the hospital that week thinking, I am on injections. I'm going to have to stick myself in the stomach with these needles every day for the rest of my life. Before I get up and before I can go outside, before I eat breakfast, before I do any single thing, I'm going to have to stick a needle into my stomach and have injections. And I really don't want to do that. I really, really, really hate that. It is the most horrifying feeling in the world. First of all, I twinge at the thought of pricking my fingers. My fingers have grown numb to it on each side of every finger. My toes even. And then the thought of after I prick my finger to see what my blood sugar is actually every single morning. And if it's an off day, like a day has been the past few days of me being sick, I have to test my sugar more. You may see a reading yesterday, it was 9.9, I think. That's high. And it's because I'm not feeling well. But I was sitting there on the bed at that hospital thinking, for the rest of my life, and I want to live a long, long life, I'm going to have to stick this needle in my stomach. And that was an awful feeling. So then I went home from the hospital, and I went home with a thought on my mind. And the only thought that was really on my mind is, how can I reverse this? How can I make this no more? How can I fix this? And then I prayed and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And from that moment, I didn't drink any drink, like alcohol. And 2 days later, I stopped smoking, 2-pack a habit plus. I probably smoked more than 2 packs a day, guys. Depending on my nervous situation. I put them down, and I've not ever smoked again. And then I started trying my best, one single moment at a time, to make one good choice at a time. And then the next week I had calls to come to see the doctor, and then I had calls to go see another doctor, and then I had my own personal diabetic doctor. And then all these doctors got together, and they decided that the best thing for me was to have bariatric surgery, and that would be in the form of an Allergan lap band. When they first told me this, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, no. On the same day, they put me on a different injection and for my diabetes. And hold on, guys, be right back. The orange juice went straight through me. To go. Okay, I know I've got up onto a 40-minute video so far, but I told you I had something to say. You see over there, a little playground? And the road, the main road's up there. That's a car wash. And over behind it is Toots. There'll also be a hot spot for tanning over there. Alright guys, where was I? Okay. So they put me on the medication that day, told me that I would be having to take it for the rest of my life. A different one from what they put me on in the hospital, because I had at that time shown signs of insulin resistance, and the insulin actually made me feel worse. So they put me on lowest dosage of Victoza that they could, which is 0.6. With that, I was taking tramadol for my back, clonazepam for seizures that I have in my legs and my back, 2 milligrams of diazepam as a muscle relaxer for my lower back, Movicol for IBS, stomach medication for I have diverticulitis. I have had fibromyalgia since I was age 23. I have 2 types of arthritis in my joints, my leg osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. I have bulging disc, herniated disc, and something else. Scoliosis, sacroiliitis, all down the lower part of my back. And I take medicine for all of those things. I'm probably leaving something out at this moment, I can't think. But anyway, I had all those things, and including needing a total knee replacement. And at this very moment, they're standing there in my face telling me that how bad I needed to get the weight off my body, and that it would change my life to have the weight gone. So that they wanted to recommend me to have bariatric surgery, being the Allergan lap band. And at that moment I thought to myself, no way, are you joking? Oh, you got to be kidding me. And I thought that it was the most horrific idea I've heard in my life. And it absolutely scared the bejesus out of me. And I went home that day thinking, oh my gosh, no way. No way, no way, no way. Would I be able, that scared me to death. I thought, how can I do that? And I'll be honest, one reason that it really, really scared me is because I previously, while in America, my doctors had already suggested it when they wanted to put the sling in my back on my spine, and do the major back surgery. They wanted me to have bariatric surgery. I don't know what type at that time. that they wanted me to have, but another one had me have bariatric surgery. And then they went through all this procedure. I had to do all these tests and go through all these things for months and months, and then they turned me down. And that's one thought that I was having at this was, I've been through this. They turned me down, blah, 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 blah. So I got home and I told my husband about it and told my mother-in-law about it, and I kind of rehearsed it all in my head, and my husband said, if it will make you well, it's up to you if it'll make you well. And so I decided, I can't make a decision if I don't know something about something. So I spent so much time learning and researching and reading and watching videos and this and that and making acquaintances with people and this and that and seeking out people who's actually had the surgery and gone through it and how their lives have changed. I went through all that process. So then I had more doctors' meetings, and then it came to the conclusion that yes, you're going to have bariatric surgery, and I decided, yes, okay, we'll try this. Let's try it. Run with it. So we ran with it. And for 16 months, I said I lived like I had a band, because that's what they tell me to do. I even went through 30 days of liquids because I wanted to know what that was like. I wanted to see and prove to myself that I could do it, because I knew that I would have to do it. If I were to do the Allergan lap band and be a banded patient, then I would have to withstand those days of liquids and mushies and everything that goes along with lap band. So I lived that way. And today I find myself wondering what it would be like to be in that same mind frame. How much more success would I be having right now if I were still in that same mind frame? And it really puts ideas in my head of the same thing. To restart, and when I restart, choose the mentality of living like I have lap band. Because it will change you. Because it changed me. And the people that it put me in contact with are some of the most amazing people that I've ever met in my life. And trust me, guys, I know a lot of people. Being a 20-year geriatrics nurse and taking care of the elderly, working for hospice, and all that I've done, I've met a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people in a lot of different situations. I've been in a lot of situations I didn't need to be in myself with these people. And I fall in love with all these elderly people within 5 seconds of me knowing them and helping them and in their circumstances. This is the type of person I am. So I know that I've gone on to lose weight. I know that I am still fighting, and I am a fighter, and I'll always be a fighter. But it just gives me a little bit of something to think about, to think that if I was still in the mindset, if I hadn't went to the doctor that day, and that doctor hadn't have told me, okay, you've been turned down for the surgery, you're not going to have it. I honestly think that my mindset would still be that I am having the lap band, and that I would still be living like I was having the lap band. And that may or may not make a huge difference on me playing around for the last 5-6 months with 10 to 20 pounds. Because I have successfully lost 20 more pounds since then. I've toned my body up a little more. I've lost so very many inches, very, very, very many inches. And I've done very well. And I know that you can't go backwards, but you do need to reflect on where you come from. And this is another video just in my reflection. Nothing's going to hold me down. Nothing's going to make me go back to that. I have my head on straight. And it doesn't matter that I weigh 5 pounds more today than I did yesterday, because I know how to fix it. I do. And when I'm not so sick and I'm well and I can get going, that's what I'm going to be doing. But as for now, I'm letting my body do what it has to do. So guys, I don't know if you'll watch. I hope you'll watch. I hope anything I said might trigger home with anyone and resonate. Good vibes. Good vibes. Alright guys, peace out. That's how we roll. God bless you. I'll pray for you in hopes that you pray for me, and hope you have a wonderful Friday and a fantastic weekend. Much love. Bye.